You are listening to Party Nerds Weekly.
What's going on, fam? Sorry for the delay. We didn't want to hold anybody up, but yo, we're here. Welcome to the Party Nerds Podcast. I'm James Grandmaster Facts Boys. This is Jorge.
What up?
We're missing two of our cohorts. Of course, they will be here pretty much soon for everybody out here, and I'm sure they'll be just as shocked popping in.
Yeah. You want to see the reaction?
We are going on, seeing their reactions to see how they go on as early. But something that we wanted to bring to the table before we get into episode 7 of X-Men 97 is the fact that pretty soon we will be adding a new segment to our plethora of podcasting. So we will be calling it Saturday Afternoon Buffoonery. It will be launching very soon. It will be only done on Saturday noon. So please look out for that. We will be basically doing like a weekend review, catching up on updates, everything that's happening in the world of nerddom and everything like that. But man, when these dudes get on here, we got to talk because we understood how the sequencing went with both formats for X-Men 97. And it was more so, it was like, I'm going to give you nostalgia in the first 4 episodes. I'm going to give you this big fucking cliffhanger in episode 5. And then 6 and 7, I got to bring you back because the finale is a 3-part saga from 8 to 10. So 6 and 7 have been kind of like a resurgence of getting the team back together. It's like, I got to break this team up, and then I got to bring everybody back together. Episode 6, of course, being the resurgence of Charles Xavier over in Shi'ar, Shalandra, and then hopefully being brought back down to the fold. This episode, Jesus Christ, was pretty much the aftermath of the episode episode 5, which was the destruction of GENOSHA. So when we get down to that particular aspect of it, we see, and I can't wait for the boys to get here, but a very, 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 very dark rogue that is basically perplexed, triggered. However, I know that's Jorge's favorite word, but
stirring the pot, baby.
Look, she went on a fucking she went on like gangbusters. With all the shit that she did. For one, I've looked at every single episode of X-Men 97 to be not only as glorious as it is in storyline and animation, but even as the soap opera aspect is, they're also fucking hilarious if you really, really look into them.
I've never seen Rogue like that before. Not even in the video games.
Not even in the video games? Nah, in the video game, she was tough. She was tough. But the thing is, some of the things that I guess as far as like power scale, like people have to look at Rogue differly. Like you got
thing on Reddit right now saying that can Rogue take on the Avengers? She can. She can whoop they motherfucking ass. She can absolutely do that. There's nobody with super soldier serum going to take on Rogue in a one-on-one battle. For one, the girl has the upper hand because she can fly. Yep. So there's not many Avengers out of their natural born abilities that can do that, unless you got like a Falcon who has to put on a suit, unless you have like a Hulk who can jump and basically jump 15 miles at a time, maybe 20 miles at a time or whatever like that. But the second he jumps up, she's already in the air. And the thing is, don't think that she can't take out the Hulk because she's done it a couple times in the comics. She's been known to absorb the powers of the Hulk and even control the powers once the rage of the gamma rays got inside of her. So she almost looked like She-Hulk in a Rogue cosplay, but yet she was still able to hold those powers at bay. So she's done this a couple. Oh, got him walking around the arena. Look at that. Look. He got his Lakers shit on and everything like that. I know you're not repping.
Getting ready to watch them lose by 30.
Getting ready to watch them lose by 30. Well, guess what, buddy? We're live. Yeah, if you would look to your left, you would see that the counter says 450, 451, 452. Have we been on for 4 minutes? We've actually been on for 4 minutes. Is everybody seeing this Boston Celtics Miami game behind you? Because yeah, we're live right now, buddy. Put your headphones on. All right, so
I definitely different from 9:30 start, but it's okay.
Yeah. It ended up being a 9:22 start, sir.
It doesn't make sense.
Doesn't make sense at all, but we're here.
I thought it was early, but all right.
I got my tea. You're very early. But for the most part, I wanted to get into a couple segments. Of course, now Haas is here now. He's strapped up. I'm pretty sure that look, here he is. Yeah, we're live, buddy.
With his Lakers hat.
The counter over there in the corner. What is up with y'all? What is this?
First off, okay, last I remember, it was a 9:30 show, and then I put all my views at 9:30, and then you hit me with this. You hit me with this.
Hey, turn that damn TV down. He got Lakers gear on. You got Lakers gear on. I can't stand this. This is absurd. You're supposed to be Philly fans.
Philly.
Yeah, Eagles, Flyers, Phillies,
Sixers. Sixers.
I mean, look.
Yeah, yo.
I don't dislike the Sixers. I don't. I hope they find a way to pull out the series. But I'm a Lakers fan. That's where I'm mostly tied to.
Hey, so I knew there was a connection, brother.
You know. That's why we get started.
I knew right there.
All right, y'all, mute them, please.
All day. I'm getting ready to watch us lose by 30, baby. I can't wait.
Right, man. LeBron's last game. All right, cool.
I'm cool with that. That's fine.
I'm cool with that. But for the most part, what we talked about from the beginning is the sequencing of this series. X-Men 97, of course, having those nostalgia points for the first 4 episodes, giving us an ultimate fucking banger of a cliffhanger in episode 5. 6 and 7 were more so the breaking apart of that crew and bringing everybody back together. Charles Xavier, and then now with the funeral scene of my man Gambit, Rogue has gone rogue. Basically. Like literally, basically.
All puns intended.
All puns intended. But can we say first and foremost in that opening sequence of the funeral of good Remy LeBeau that our brother Kurt Wagner, Nightcrawler, gave a eulogy to be damned. He said, our good brother Nightcrawler played his cards, and just like the gambling man himself, never have the cards shall pass. I was like, preach it, Kurt.
Yo, he was on the motherfucking roll.
I was like, he is telling the sermon.
Clearly, it came from 69th and Baptist.
Y'all motherfuckers make sure to book Kurt Wagner to do my motherfucking funeral and shit. All right, make
bro. I just straight up, I need to get him for a baptism. This motherfucker can preach. He had his robe. First off, where the fuck did Kurt get a robe? And he had the whole outfit.
Some boy had it lined up.
Yeah. Bro, that's what he do.
I mean, I know that's Kurt's thing. Kurt's all in the religion, but this motherfucker.
That's why that was his job in GENOSHA. He was running religion out there. Like he was running the religious events and whatever was going on out there. That's why I
didn't expect him to have a smock.
I was gonna sit there and say, you can pick up a smock. There's like religious church, little shops and stuff like that. If you wanted, you expect pick up.
No. So you know what that means? Kurt ain't walking in no store buying no smock. That means he bamfed in and bamfed out.
$67.95. Get you a nice cloak. Okay, Easter pass. So $67.95.
Kurt got it for $3.99. The fact that you know how much that shit costs is fucking disturbing.
It's with
tax. Very disturbing.
That was with tax.
I'm just saying that's with tax. Hey, I thought churches were tax free. What you doing?
Nah,
man?
that got good garment. That's good.
Look, somebody said fuck Denver already. God damn.
Yo, I want to say that they just keep beating our ass.
Look, Loud Tie said fuck Denver, man. Look, you got these 2 Lakers fans in here. Feel free to give them all types of courage to say what you mean. But yet, even after this funeral, the lovely Kurt Wagner just eulogized. Jubilee drops to her face. Why couldn't she be here? Why?
I know she's concerned about Rogue not being here.
And Kurt had to jump in. He was like, everybody must grieve differently. Jubilee.
She young. Jubilee young. She don't know no better. You know what I mean? She's young. She's still in love.
Yeah. She's like the Ashley Banks of the show.
Yeah.
She is the Ashley Banks. She's the little sister. She's D from What's Happening. Actually, she don't tell people much. But I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying? She's kind of like that type of character. If you're like, to be honest, I wouldn't want to be in her way. And all of a sudden, Rogue is going full speed into a military installation. Yo, like, go.
Yeah, can we really like break down that one section for a second? Like, she popped through whatever like U.S. Army base that was, and
She
like
was
my boy
fucking them
Ross,
up.
my boy Ross.
Before she got down to Ross. Before she got down to Ross, the homeboys was out there. I don't even know what these dudes was doing. These motherfuckers up here, they was the first ones to get they was like, I don't even know why y'all pointing guns at her. She
was pulling out all the moves, man. She even pulled out a move from Marvel vs. Capcom 2. She pulled out a move, yo, that flying kick. You see the flying kick?
I saw the flying kick. For one, if your foot, if you're in animation form and your foot is about 3/4 of the frame, and there's a little rogue in the corner, it was nothing but foot. It was a foot just coming in. Yo, she suplexed the tank into another tank and smashed that, and then we get to General Thunderbolt Ross, who basically said, he was like, you really think that some weak girl is going to get in here? We built this thing to hold the Hulk. And she just kicks it in. She was like, it's always easier to break into a prison than to break out. I was like, the fuck? Yo, if that didn't scare everybody.
Yeah. Ross was on the floor. He said, what's up?
Bro, the roof just came down. And then you gonna snatch homeboy up, put him up against the wall and everything. Where's Bolivar Trask? Bro, she's yo. And we were talking about it earlier because Jorge brought up the fact that Reddit talked about the fact that is Rogue stronger than a lot of Avengers, and I'm like, yeah. She's even taking the Hulk's powers and learn to control his rage.
Listen, she took Miss Marvel, who we know as Captain Marvel today.
Oh, absolutely.
She took her powers. So who is on that level on the Avengers? Not too many people. Yeah, at all.
So we can have this discussion as well, because when it comes to the X-Men versus the Avengers, I mean, I know we're all can say that, like, in comic book writing, anybody can wash anybody. But when we're talking about people with natural born abilities versus people who are more so secondary, they got their powers from some other wild ass fucking accident or some incident that's pretty much there. Sorry I'm late, but I think this episode is opening for X-Men versus Avengers. Look, we're there. We're right here with you, because we're talking about the fact that regardless if we know it or not, you know, if the X-Men were to square up 1-for-1, team for team against the entire Avengers crew, put everybody up, put Thor up, put everybody up, you're getting washed.
I mean, against Thor? Against Thor, though?
Even against Thor. Yes.
I mean,
really? It depends. Like, look, there's just one Thor. Listen, there's just one Thor.
Them telepaths will fuck Thor up.
So you got to look at it this way, right? I'm gonna get a little meta on you. You got to look at it this way. Now, how are these teams set up? Because you always got some of the mutants that's on the Avengers.
Tell them what you just said under here. See this comment?
What do you say?
Couldn't handle the Carol energy.
No, we have the Rogue and her is like a wash. So they're just going to go at it. So, but it depends who's on the team, because it's like, what if Wanda and Pietro is on the Avengers? That kind of gives leverage, especially with Wanda, because even though she's not,
I put Jean on Wanda.
Wow, that's what I'm saying.
I put Jean on Wanda.
You do that, especially
put my money on Wanda.
Like, that's what I'm saying.
If it's Dark Phoenix Jean, I'm putting her on Wanda.
We gotta know who the rosters are, right? But if you want to break it down into the series and how the series is set up,
how the series is, which is basically most of the original motherfuckers anyway.
Right. So if it's how the series is set up, Wanda and Pietro aren't on the Avengers, from what I understand, right? They're just not. So it would be on the X-Men side, right? And you could already now.
It is Magneto's daughter.
Yeah, exactly.
And she is subliminally a mutant.
Yeah. So look, you got Captain America appearing in the last episode, right? And the energy.
He ain't want that smoke. He did not.
Time out. The energy of his appearance was to foreshadow Avengers versus X-Men. That little standoff between him and Rogue taking his motherfucking lunch and throwing it across the fucking the landscape.
Go take a walk, nigga.
Yeah, right. So that's like a precursor of what's going to happen. Like, we are going to have Avengers versus X-Men. Like, it's going to happen. Like, it's going to happen.
Absolutely. In live action or animation form, it's going to happen at some point.
Thunderbolt Ross being in that episode and saying this is where we held the Hulk. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is all Easter eggs for us. We're getting there. Whether it's it's probably going to be next season, but we're definitely going to get there where they're going to have to throw blows. And I'm here for
true.
It. And it will be different from what we've seen in the comics, which is refreshing.
Which is also true. Now I get you as well, Mark Candle. Really depends on the lineup. The 90s Avengers crew.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
And even so, the 90s Avengers crew had Wolverine on it. That's what I'm saying. Which is also fucking weird.
And in fact, I know you know like the Avengers X-Men storyline. Like Wolverine was on the Avengers.
Wolverine was on the Avengers side.
And then Captain
like
America
a bitch.
like kicked them off the motherfucking plane and shit.
Like, and we can go back to Ace's comment right here because why? Go back to Ace's comment. I'm just so happy that they put Wolverine in the backseat this season. Unlike the 90s and the 2000s, it was all about Wolverine. This has been more so about the team than anything.
Mm-hmm.
The team as a whole. The resurgence of Storm getting back into the fold. Magneto taking over the team. Charles Xavier got to get back to the team. And everybody is more.
They give us just enough Wolverine, though.
Right. Like everybody is more focused on the team rather than anything that's happening
just enough
here.
Wolverine. Just enough.
Yeah. So when we're looking at that, I mean, of course, he's on the hunt looking for Boulevard Trask and anything like that. And of course, we get to more so the big cliffhanger that ends up being the precursor to what's going to happen because the season finale is going to be 3 parts. 8, 9, 10.
Yes.
So that's very wonderful to see because when we heard that pretty much that episode 5 was just a cakewalk as opposed to the entire thing, you know, going through the entire landscape of this whole series. So if this is the setup for, you know, season 2, I'm all for it. It was the Avengers didn't really get a spotlight in any shows, but we saw they exist. They get shown for a split second in the Fantastic Four episode where Doom takes surface power. I get that too. But if we're looking at it from this landscape, we've gotten so much Avengers shit. And the fact that they've only made like a subliminal appearance by one member, I'm cool with that. Because we've been looking for X-Men content for years. So it's kind of like, okay, put the Avengers on the back. I want Krakoa as well. But we got to get past some of the real shit because Krakoa is amazing. Yeah. And I'm so mad that run just ended after 2018, 6 years, which is beyond crazy. Andre, welcome to the chat, brother.
Andre, what up?
What did you, my boy?
What up, Dre?
But more so, we could talk about this is probably like the second or third time that Scott has talked to somebody in government and hung up on him. like basically he gets on the phone with the new president, Lakers jersey highs. Oh man, come on. You too, Andre.
Yeah, listen, you see, you're already. It's already right here, Big Bass.
Let's go.
Big Bass, you ready to go to
I can't take you guys.
There it is.
Yes.
Okay.
So
Laker Nation.
Whenever Scott gets on the phone with government, he hanging up on them motherfuckers quick. He was like, you know, so I guess
Scott doesn't care about any time minutes when it comes to government officials. Like, and clearly, you could be calling,
but
President is going down.
Don't
call this phone.
I love how President Kelly was like, "Nah, man, I can't be seen with y'all at the moment. I got voted.
Right.
All right.
With this election, I can't be seen with no mutants.
Somebody worse. He was really telling them, or somebody worse that's not too kind to your kind is going to be in this motherfucker.
Right. So pretty much, if we're looking at that from that aspect, they gave GENOSHA as a sovereign nation, like basically made them part of the UN. They were going to be noticed as a sovereign nation, and yet when the shit gets blown up, literally probably a month later, 2 weeks later, we got to pull all aid. It's time for you guys to just get the fuck over that shit. It's like, God damn, if that ain't some real politics for your ass, that's fucking.
We probably are going to get eliminated tonight, but we still rocking with them. Like
we're getting season tickets.
So the entire crew, of course, is not on GENOSHA as of right now. So they're not on they weren't on GENOSHA when that whole thing happened, but now the entire X-Men crew is finally hitting on GENOSHA. And man, oh man, why is Trish Tilby the first motherfucker they see?
Word. She can't. She
and Beast was like, Beast had to get into business. He was like, it's time for us just not to be tolerant for once. He was like, you just are reporting on the wrong things.
Yo. Yeah.
I can't take it. And look, we talked about it before. Trish Tilby and Beast end up being in a relationship in the comics. But if she ain't like, and y'all called her what, the Wendy Williams of fucking journalism and shit.
Oh yeah, when she was just like, she was just pulling shit out her ass, like.
So
you have a baby.
She wants to talk about the destruction of it, but the thing is, she's highlighting mutants in every piece that she does. So all of a sudden, she arrives in GENOSHA and is just going berserk as far as just like her what she's like filming and everything. She's filming all these mutants that are fucking hurting. Everything like that. So Beast finally fucking had enough. He never saw Magneto's vision until that day.
She's doing it for clicks.
Yeah, she's doing her job. I mean, she's doing her job.
That's
Can we be wrong about that?
That's basically what this episode was about. It's about how what we knew of what the X-Men's mission was, how that's morphing, all puns intended, to where they're becoming basically a fucking team of soldiers. Instead of being heroes, they're transitioning into being soldiers for mutant kind because of what's going on. So you see, I'm sorry, I'm skipping all the way to the motherfucker end, but you see Rogue basically she let Trask say what he had to say, right? She caught him so he could finish saying what he was saying. Then once she got what she did, she just dropped him. Me too. Right? And then you have basically Wolverine saying she did what we all thought about doing. You got Morph saying, "Is this who we are now?" Cyclops was with the shit. He was like, didn't even say word. He's like, all right. So
it's like fuck it.
And Cyclops is already basically gone any damn way as far as what Xavier
because of everything that's basically happened to him, the way that politics have been talking to him, the way that Magneto basically is now gone because he was even against everything that Magneto was saying. So I'm sure that became it. So but can I rewind to let's go back to when Jean found a telepath covered under the rubble.
I told y'all this was happening, bro. I told you everything's set up.
So wait, why did I write this down as why was Cyclops crying to his girl? Because they found his girl, but not his girl.
It is so messy, bro. Oh my goodness.
Bro, this whole show is fucking messy as hell.
It's so messy.
He was like, oh, a telepath. Did you find my bitch? Bro. Oh wait, who is this? Bro. And she still got lipstick on her?
Yeah, how she got the lipstick on, bro?
Can we also talk about the nice little conversation between him and...
I don't even know if she had that same lipstick before it happened. She was like, you know what she was? She was in that rubble. She was in the rubble, and she was like, God damn it.
She was like, there's about to be a fine-ass man that's about to pick me up.
Because she was in that damn meeting watching the fucking visions that she was having. So and remember the look she had, she was like, So she was like,
bro,
she knows Scott is coming. She's a telepath, so she can feel his energy. So she was like in the rubble, like,
yeah,
yo, you are tripping.
She was like, how did? He was like, this must be. And then Beast comes up. This must be like a second mutation. What is this? And she was like, I do good under pressure, baby.
Yeah. Yo, I'm telling you, she's one of the next members of the X-Men. I'm telling you, it's happening.
Oh,
it's
absolutely.
Messy. It's happening.
But yo, Cyclops turns his back and starts weeping, and Jean looking at him like this.
That that interaction, that conversation right there.
That conversation when he turns around after it's Emma and it's not Madeline, to where he turns around and starts weeping, and Jean's like, this nigga, word.
Yo,
word.
Keep in mind, here's a little Easter egg for people. Jean put her hair down like Madeline does in that episode, so keep that in mind.
Right?
Because if Madeline's really dead, and I think Bo said that she's dead, and on like Twitter or something. So like, if she's dead, there's a possibility that they're connected anyway. So
But the thing is, you also know what Sinister does. Yeah, that you also know what Sinister does with dead bodies. So I'm pretty sure after they leave Genosha, somebody will be arriving at Genosha.
Yeah, it's just him skipping. Sinister really annoys me.
Sinister is that.
Yo,
he just picks it up. He's like, "Was that a finger?"
Ooh, this is nice.
It was like, "Is that a finger from a telepath? Oh, I could use that.
Eyeball right here. Let me use this eyeball for somebody."
It was like, so this homeboy does optic blast with his eyeballs. Yeah, let me get one of them eyeballs. Hold on. Yo, he just Frankenstein's not monster toting around Genosha. But all in all, even outside of that, Sinister and Boulevard Trask have pretty much been the kind of like the dynamic duo of all this so far. And then we get into this to where they're already at Genosha. This motherfucker done hacked into the fucking Blackbird. And it's like, yo, I'm just gonna let you guys know where you're at. Sinister is not the biggest plot in this whole thing. Y'all need to come find me.
Right. Yeah. Gave him specific directions.
Specific directions. Matter of fact, for the whole crew to show up. And why were these niggas taking the elevator? Ain't there a bunch of motherfuckers that can
Sometimes they don't need to be utilizing all that energy. Why? We have beautiful inventions that need to be utilized.
Plot convenience.
Plot convenience. People need to go up the elevator, give him a chance to be on the roof.
Yeah.
People still need jobs.
When they see him on the roof, it was like, hey, we doing all this shit looking through his shit, but homie's on the ledge right there. We might want to go get him. So, let alone, like you said, Rogue goes out there and snatches his ass up before he jumps. It was like, I'm sorry, it was nothing I could do. And he was a me too, sugar.
Yo, she said, he killed Remy. That's my man. Like,
that's my man. You killed a man. My man.
Yo, that.
My man.
Yo,
if that ain't a sister, my man.
That's listen.
But yo, all right. So before we get to that, acknowledge the fact that in a superhero type of show, Rogue got revenge without holding a city hostage and without killing innocent people.
Okay.
You don't see that a lot in superhero movies. There's always destruction. Okay. There's always we're about to tear. They're like, in order for me to do this and tear this motherfucker down, we got to tear down this whole city. There's no other way.
Taxpayer money.
Exactly, because that's how the X-Men move. That's how they move. They're more espionage than anything. Yeah, to where you know when Iron Man's coming, you know when the Hulk's coming.
Yeah, the whole city.
Yeah, we'll go back to what Captain America said. She was like, "Yo, you gonna come rock with me and let's go get him?" It's like, I gotta wait till I can get some word. And then me and my team.
That shit was hilarious.
Like, and that's where she fucking threw the fucking frisbee around.
Well, this is the other thing. Rogue becoming the MVP in this show is glorious. Yep. Absolutely, because to rewind back to that fact, when she meets Captain America and she ends up going in there, and he was like, "What is the government's top cop doing in here? Do you like his portrayal?
I love that.
Do you like Captain America being portrayed in that fashion?
Yeah,
she disrespected the hell out of him.
That's as corny. Yo,
before Civil War, yeah, right.
Yeah, this is why the Avengers, when I was coming up, was fucking corny because
it was
corny characters. They were
because of Captain America.
Yes, they were corny characters, bro. The Avengers were never this big.
She called that nigga a cop.
She did. I love
top flight security
because Captain America is over the top.
What you gonna do? Cuff me?
He's over the top.
Yeah.
Chris Evans was over the top till Civil War. No, till Winter Soldier, basically.
Well, this is the thing. If you have people that generally just watch the movies, they won't see him as the Avengers top cop or as the government's top cop. They'll see him as more being so anti-government. Those of us that read comics, we understand who he was brought up to be before he turned into that.
By the time we got to the Winter Soldier movie, that's when that changed for him because of all the secrets he started understanding and shit like that, and he didn't trust the government anymore. But up to that point, he was a cop. Even in that movie, he was still halfway through that movie. He was still top cop. Until He's
And
not
here's
capable of
here's my other thing. Instead of just approaching Rogue like a regular person, he gonna throw the shield at her fucking feet.
I don't know
And
what
then
he's gonna do.
and that's when she said, she was
You
like, "Is
trying to tickle her?
anybody ever took this from you?"
Yeah.
Like that should have been his first threat. He was like, "Anybody ever take this from you?"
He want to tell her to stand down, like he could do something about it.
It was like, I think you're going a little bit too far, and you need to stand down.
Yo,
She
you
was
saw
like,
that look?
she was like, "You like this shit? You like this little salsa dish you got here?"
Just
like, go get it.
disrespecting him. Just disrespecting him. That's your house, Captain America. That's your house. Why you let such disrespect?
You see the look that he gave when she threw that shit though? Like he was mad, but he knew there was nothing he could do about it.
Yeah, because there was nothing he could do. He just gonna walk off.
Take that L. He had to take that long.
Hold that L.
That's a long walk.
Yo,
that was a
long ass walk. He gonna be marching for days.
I wonder if he got a tracker on that shit. She threw that shit.
He got an air tag on his shield.
Yeah, because she threw that shit so far, that shit turned into a star.
It's like, bing! Yo, everybody getting on your
damn, yo, who's your team, yo? Who's your team? Who's your team, though?
It's not necessary. It was just unnecessary.
Right. Paying back to Boulevard Trask getting dropped.
Do it.
Right? So as soon as he gets dropped, here comes the reveals that start to happen.
Oh my!
And the big reveal is that Boulevard Trask has been mutated on. And the thing is, if we start to click back to episodes, episode 5 had a scene where Master Mold actually spoke to Boulevard Trask and said, wanted to replace his mind with a computer. And pretty much all in all, in the midst of this, Boulevard basically told Master Mold never to bring it up again. Mm-hmm. But I'm pretty sure that a person like Sinister and a combination of Master Mold and the person who we are about to reveal, who we haven't even brought up yet, it just turns out to be that much of a thing. Now put that back up. I did not like how Cap was used because Cap was not a flag-waving company man. In the X world, he's typically used to represent authority and status quo, but in his own books. Now, see, in the early comic books, of course, he's seen as that. Generally, when he goes up against the X-Men, the same way that if the Fantastic Four is ever confronted by the X-Men, they are seen in a certain way because they are human. They are not mutants. So they're going to get spoken to in a certain type of way. And that's just the bottom line. If it's Captain America, they're going to call his ass a cop. If it's Reed, they're going to call his ass a fucking smart ass motherfucker, need to stay in your lab ass. you and your wife, you got mutant kids that you hiding in your house, like that type of shit. Like they really fuck with people. You know what I'm saying? And they tell it like it is. That's just the way that it is. But that reveal, when Boulevard Trask gets dropped, that pretty much gets brought up. First off, you're thinking, oh, what, zombie fucking Boulevard Trask?
Yeah, that's right.
That's the first thing that you think. But then you're like, this motherfucker's a sentinel.
Was he a sentinel the whole time, or did he convert into a
I think he's been. Well, the thing is, Boulevard's been talking about it on and on, saying that, while you guys were fucking around, we were playing dominoes. So I'm pretty sure that he's been experimenting on this entire time until it actually had to get ignited.
And
it kicked in
when he passed.
He dies and literally.
Yeah,
so his brain goes dead and the robot body takes over. So the robot mind takes over. So he probably already got chips all through his ass.
Yeah.
When Rogue got there, right?
His conscience is still trapped inside there though.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So keep that in mind.
So you're looking at it, he's a prime sentinel. He's a combination of a human being's counteractions versus a person like Nimrod or Master Mold's nanotechnology and subpar intelligence towards mutants. Like he can find them the same, he can destroy them the same. It's just like a altered, hyper intelligent being.
Yep,
that's what it is. So Bolivar is like the first thing that they see, and already rips apart the building. And fucking Gene was like, Scott coming down. You get the boys, I get the debris. Shit. Gene had the debris, Scott, and the building in one hit. That was the first time I seen Jean use her powers and not get high blood pressure.
Oh yeah, she didn't have that orgasm she normally get.
And she threw the hell out of that skyscraper. So she brought him down at an ease. She said, "Oh, I'm here," and then she said, "Bang!"
Yeah, and he said that what happened in that island is nothing compared to a Prime Sentinel. And the thing is, the Omega Prime Sentinel is the one that basically gets revealed through this whole thing. And I got to give Haas credit because he called it through this whole thing. But before we get to that, so Prime Sentinel's over there about to do work on the X-Men, but here come this fucking electrolysis grenade, and Cable comes out of smoke. Hey, everybody! He's like, because fucking Jean came out there and tried to go on his mind. She was like, "Oh my god!" He was like, "Get out of my head, bitch! You ain't my mama." All right. He did say it like that. He was like, "Stop looking at me like that. You're not my mama."
You're not my mom.
He said, "You're not her." He's like, "Get out my damn hot." And the thing is, if we're looking at this from the old X-Men animated series, Scott just looks as Cable. This is the first time that Cable reveals himself. He was like, "No time for a reunion, Dad." He was like, "Motherfucker, word?
You brat!" Like,
I'm like, bro, you've been my son this entire time.
Cable, you dipped off from the party. You dipped off from the party. Talking about they about to shoot outside, and then you won't come back. Talking about, I ain't got no time to talk to you, Dad.
I ain't got no time to talk to you. He's like, first off, you're gonna need these grenades. It's the only thing that gets these people out.
Time out. Yo, listen. What if that motherfucker still has an image, even though he was a child? But what if he has like an image, or somebody, or Bishop told him like, "Yo, your daddy didn't want nothing to do with you when
walked out.
You leaving. He didn't say bye." And that motherfucker's like, "Well, shit. When I see him when I'm a grown, I ain't talking to that motherfucker."
Yo, and he's been keeping this.
Yeah, because he walks up to him. He's like, "Cable, what are you doing here?" He's like, I just saved your ass. And like, y'all was about to get whooped out here if I hadn't have shown up.
Yo,
Dad.
I'm telling you, he's keeping that animosity. Something got to give
Bro,
because there's no reason why.
I like it.
He's just like, I don't got time for no reunion, Dad.
I like it though.
I love it.
I love it because now it's showcasing the mess. It's not even a build up to a relationship. It's how that relationship is going to get created. That Scott has no input on that man's life. Bishop is his daddy. Bishop's his daddy.
Yep. You didn't even say bye, nigga.
Yep.
You didn't even say bye.
I raised you, grew my perm out. Wait till I come back. I'm gonna come back. Watch. But
not the perm.
Even after that fact,
perm and mullet alone.
The Cable reveals to basically the entire crew that Sinister and Boulevard Trash have been working with somebody in cahoots. So I will admit that I was wrong, and Haas was definitely right on this shit, because the X-Men has never utilized this character before in any series. They've always done Apocalypse, they've done Sinister, they've done Magneto, but yet the Messiah Complex, like the Second Coming, these are all Bastion comics. So Bastion being the ultimate reveal at the end of this episode, Magneto is alive. And can we talk about that scene? That scene.
The one where he's
let's talk about it.
No, bro.
Yeah.
All right. For those of you that are film buffs out there, have you ever seen Reservoir Dogs by Quentin Tarantino?
Of course.
So Mr. Blue putting on a record and then had a straight razor and was torturing somebody in the room. It's literally like a Tarantino scene.
Yeah.
Fucking Magneto with the tape over his fucking mouth, the fucking collar over his neck so he can't utilize his powers, and Bastion however he fucking turned it on, electrolysis turning on the record player and fucking giving homeboy a shave.
Yo, we never seen Magneto in that type of compromising position.
No,
we've seen him captured. We've seen him even on the show. Like we've seen him with Cortez when Cortez drained his power. Like we've seen him weak, but we ain't never seen him in a situation where he's basically being, it's not just shook, but there's nothing, absolutely nothing he could do at this point.
No, there's nothing he can do at this point.
No one's
and the
coming
thing
to help
is,
him. Like,
what we have to understand is that they have it. They use Nimrod in the animated series. They use Master Mold in the animated series. Bastion is a combination, a fusion of both of them.
Yeah.
So if you're looking at Nimrod and Master Mold basically merging as one, and who could possibly help them with that DNA but a person like Sinister? Like just mixing nanotechnology versus like artificial intelligence, creating this carbon copy humanoid looking being, but has artificial intelligence running through it, nanotechnology running through it, is a Prime Sentinel. And somebody who's been waiting in the shadows this entire time, because they're all basically manipulated by propaganda. They've seen that the ultimate, apex predators of the entire Earth are mutants. And the thing is, the only way to eradicate them is to become better than what we were if we're actually like the hunter-catchers of the mutant killing spree. So when you're absent-minded to Master Mold, he couldn't do it. If you're absent-minded to Nimrod, he couldn't do it. We got to combine the two and try to just get after it. So the only time I've seen Magneto this screwed up is when he fought Dr. Doom. True, very true.
Yeah.
No,
but we ain't never seen him this messed up in live action.
Though. No, not
live or motion.
I ain't never seen nobody like get so close to him where they're giving him a shave. So like almost we're looking at the possibility of this and seeing that like Bastion, if they're going into what I'm thinking that they're going into, if they're going into Messiah Complex, Charles is going to get back down to Earth.
Yeah,
but Bastion starts to manipulate government, like basically gets it to the point where he brings out like carbon copies of what the mutants can do, because he can also change himself into their image, starts fucking around on Earth and be like, look what these mutants be doing. He was like, we have to rebel against them.
He's been manipulating this whole season. Like if you've seen, there was a scene where they had all like the military leaders. He was there.
He was there.
He was right there with Val Cooper.
I mean, shoot, I'm sure my man was in a tower somewhere in Genosha, like waiting for the shit about to go down.
He was there. That's what I'm saying. Like there's a shot. So there's a shot of him walking real quick. It's just his face. Face. And what throws people off that you don't catch it is because we're initially looking at Magneto. Then it cuts. Yeah. But he has white hair too, so people are just thinking it's Magneto. No,
but he's actually been,
and that's how he got Magneto in Genosha. He was right there.
And he's been in like at least 5 of these episodes, piece by piece, whether it was a picture or like a certain little cameo or anything like that.
Only episode 3, he had no tie-in. Only episode 3 was the non-tie-in.
Because if anybody remembers from Forge's house, there's pictures of X Factor, and there's also a cut down picture of him. So that's where you first brought this up, and I was like, and I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, Bastion's never really been touched on before, but the thing is now this ultimate new dynamic of bringing Bastion aboard could cause problems for the X-Men, because if Senator Kelly, now President Kelly, is on Bastion's side and the government gets on their side, they're just going to the first thing that happened in episode 2 was the eradication of fucking mutants, basically by the trial of Magneto.
Right.
Secondly, if Genosha happens and realizes, okay, if anywhere we put these motherfuckers, they're going to be a threat. And then after that pretty much happens, we're looking at it from that standpoint, looking, like, okay, anywhere we put them is going to be a problem. And if they start to have more problems, basically they just had a fight in the middle of the street.
Right.
There had to be spectators there. Somebody probably recorded, probably Bastion with a fucking camcorder or a fucking phone, like, oh, look at these motherfuckers in the street acting up and shit. He sends that to the government, and then who knows what happens from there. So it's going to be like almost like a Days of Futures Past that's going to happen here. There might be a little bit of time travel that has to happen here between Cable, Bishop, whoever, and try to get things back right, because now they have to probably like get back to a point to where Bastion was created and just annihilate that whole thing.
Yeah, it's getting very complicated. The Bastion, so they finally have a villain that there's no, like, you can't really, I can't see a way through how the show is, how they're going to beat him, right? And there's no telling at the end of that 3-part series and at the end of the season that they are going to beat him. right?
Yeah, this is true.
And he's been so obviously he's from the future. So he's everything he's doing is because he knows
he's been there for mad long.
Exactly.
He's probably been there since like season 3 of the animated series.
He's 10 steps ahead of everybody. So the whole thing with Charles being in trying to become the Emperor of the Star. Yeah, right. So all that he's watching that. Like he's literally
he knew Charles was up there the whole time.
He's setting up Xavier to have such a negative public outcry of just he's not the person we thought he was, and this is gonna keep turning humans against mutants even more, right? Because he's supposed to be dead now. That why are the X-Men faking his death? That's what's going to happen. Like that's what's going to happen. So it's going to be crazy. The writer Bo he already said like episode 5 was just a warm up. Yeah, so imagine 8, 9, and 10. Like it's going to be crazy. We're going to end up with a new X-Men team at the end of it. Like it's going to be.
We're already changing out fucking team members as it is right now. Nightcrawler's on the team. Cable got his own little fucking spot on the team now.
Yeah, so we're probably going to see Cable shit in the beginning. Can't wait. Pretty much. Intro. Get out. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Is Bishop coming back for these last shit? Like
Bishop, I told you Bishop gonna come back with a perm.
He need to come back. They need all the help they
laid,
can get. And they need to go find out what Colossus is fucking doing because they're gonna need him too. They're gonna need him.
Maybe.
Go find Colossus, but see what Angel's doing, and go get motherfucking Iceman.
You gotta go get Bobby Drake. That's another Omega level mutant. They need all the help they can get.
They need all the help they can get.
Yeah. Oh, turns out that somebody asked Bo the Mail if Leech lived, if Magneto lived, and Leech in fact died. Him and Calypso died.
So yeah, and that's where the picture comes in. Which is a good question because it's like Magneto survived, but Magneto's Magneto. Leech is a little
Leech is like a depowering mutant, basically from the Morlocks.
Yeah, and that's what's so dope about the show because the stakes are so high.
That's right.
Every episode, we lose. He gonna be silky.
So glow.
Oh my god, yo! But yo, we lose kids, we lose favorite characters, we lose everybody in this damn show.
Leech is a little kid, yo.
Yeah,
they need toys to sell, man.
Huh? They need toys. It's fucked up. It said Bishop gonna come back with that Soul Glow Jerry curl. It was like he go, Scott, I heard you been talking shit to my kid. What? That's my kid.
Nigga, you gave him to me.
You gave him to me. You told me to raise him. I raised him, right? All right. So we put this up pretty much for the entire actions of Rogue. We asked should the mutants have any empathy for humans at all, even if it's just the X-Men in general, with all the shit that has happened to mutants in comics, animated series, live action shit. Why does Xavier keep pushing for this fucking kumbaya moment between humans and mutants? Should they even have any type of empathy? Because people were actually upset at the fact that Rogue dropped Bolivar Trask off of that roof.
Somebody said they're upset about it.
Somebody said, "Oh, this is what we're doing now. Like, if we're going to treat the superhero aesthetic to be somewhat of a killing machine towards humans, they're like." So this is where this question arises. Like, after all the shit that the mutants go through, should they even have any type of empathy for humans? Put it up, Jorge. Who we got? I heard we got novels in here today. Good God Almighty. Here we go.
Here we go.
You got your bottles of water?
Look, I've been drinking tea this whole time, preparing for it. But I knew it was coming.
Here's our first of many novels.
Oh my God. It's the dichotomy of the civil rights movement. Those on both sides that do and those on both sides that don't. This is how Stan Lee set it up. Unfortunately, the naysayers are louder and get more press, which drowns out the people who advocate for peace and collaboration. It's just another day of politics, and those who want control use it to their advantage. I gotta say that is very profound, but I'm trying to get to the point where the civil liberties of both essential species that happen to live on Earth are continued to be discriminated against, and nothing is done about it. Government-wise, through any type of police force. The mutants they're being shoved in sewers to the point where the Friends of Humanity don't even want them to be in the fucking sewer.
Yeah. All right, here we go.
So how should they feel about that? Honestly, at this point, no. Humanity is too violent as a species to have peace, and that's why Homo sapiens are the last subspecies of humans, because they killed the rest of them. Look, if there was a thing as Cro-Magnon man and cavemen, they were also killed out by Homo sapiens, and then there were human beings. So if there was a continuation of evolution, somebody had to die.
I knew
so
I
if the
needed to
mutants,
pay attention in high school.
Yeah. So, sorry. If the mutants are further evolution of human beings, so this is what I talk about. If the mutants are a further evolution of human beings, my brother, you know, then it just so happens you just got to be the top of the species. We can't coexist.
Okay.
I got it. Cool.
Okay. Oh my God.
Whoa. All right. Me personally, as much as I agree with Professor X, I feel like if I was a mutant, I would probably lean toward Magneto's view. Like after seeing humans kill my closest mutant friends, I would probably snap too. But it would be that human, not innocent ones, because I agree with Professor X, but it's a lot easier said than done. Because imagine you seeing your closest mutant friend get killed and everybody is okay with it. Because that's what the President Kelly said. President Kelly said, you know, I think it's time for y'all motherfuckers to get over that shit.
Yeah. Yeah, it's wild.
Like millions of mutants dying. Y'all need to get over that shit.
Yeah.
And like, rough. I don't know.
That's rough.
Nah.
Here we go.
Rough.
Oh my God. See, that's the beauty of the story arc. Bastion is an enemy of both human and mutants. The mutants versus human argument is a front because the humans got played this whole time by the fear creating a monster like Bastion who will kill everyone to move forward the agenda of a human robot hybrid, which would and or should be superior to mutants. However, the hybrid is playing both sides to wipe out both sides, the ultimate villain for this arc. Very true. Absolutely true. Because what Bastion is going after is he wants to be on top of the food chain. He sees mutants as being on top of the food chain. So he's like, if there's another step in evolution, I want to be on top of that. Correct. Ralphie, you awake? Let him die.
Let him die. Thank you.
Let him die.
Let him die.
Oh, sorry. Of course, that was my
point.
Damn.
All right. Damn.
He said mutants and humanity can have peace with one another. It's really two classes of humans, the ones that want to have peace and the ones that don't. The ones that don't are similar to a specific class of hateful people in real life that don't want to accept any other race of people and want to feel hateful and resentful towards them. That's why I'm glad Stan Lee and Jack Kirby loosely based the situation of the mutants and the X-Men with the whole civil rights movement, where we tried to receive the same equal rights as any other. My thoughts exactly, it's like the Chris Rock comedy where there's two types of black people. Wait, hold on. What? Yo, come on, man. You say black people and niggas? Every time black people want to chill and have a good time, ignorant ass niggas fuck it up.
This is the truth. It's true though. It's true. It's very true.
He said can't do shit around them. This is a legit fact. The reason why world peace doesn't exist and will never be achieved is because there's billions of people that have their own morals, ethics, ideals, and ways of thinking on how the world works. Would you say, Haas?
Niggas will come to your party and fuck that shit up. Now, the majority of us have been in the motherfucking industry, the club industry, the nightlife industry, and we've seen certain events. Niggas will come and fuck that shit up. So let's not act like this motherfucker is not on to something, because he is.
Okay, yo. One day, 10 years from now, that movie Transcendence with Johnny Depp is gonna be a cult classic. Yeah, absolutely. and whatever Haas is talking about in agreement.
Oh my goodness!
With Homeboy. First off, he got an avatar that's an anime character. We need to find out if he's black, because if not, that fucks up that whole argument. That fucks up that whole argument.
He's 1/8 black.
They were like, hold on.
Through Ancestry.com.
Yeah, because he said there's two people, there's black people and niggas. I'm like, wait, we don't even know if you black. Hold on, man.
Wow, what you hiding behind that damn anime?
What you hiding behind that anime avatar, homie?
You better have Soul Glow everything.
Yeah, what's his name? AKM 1010? Yeah, we need to know more about you, brother.
Yeah, Akim.
Yeah, that brother better,
Right,
you better be passing out bean pies or something.
Yeah, for real, you better be working for the nation.
Yeah,
Honestly, it's pretty hard to have sympathy when the public in Marvel constantly demonizes them, no matter how much blood people would like the X-Men spill protecting them. All right, so literally that goes to the quote of what we talked about earlier. Mutants can't even have a good time. Them motherfuckers can't have a good time without somebody fucking that shit up. He said, nah, he's a white dude from LA for sure. Come on. All right, y'all need to go ahead and jump him. Because straight up, I don't live on the West Coast. Y'all need to handle my light work. Go ahead. What's the next one, Jorge?
All right, here we go.
Will Arcade be in the series? I don't think Arcade's going to be in this series. To be honest, every character that I think we gotten from episode 1 to episode 7 is everybody who's going to be in these last 3 episodes to close out the season. I mean, maybe season 2, if there's a possibility, if there's a destruction of Bastion, maybe Bastion lives through this 3 episode season finale. Maybe he lives through it.
Yeah. Interesting. Here we go.
I'd say fuck the humans and that ghetto Milky Way.
Oh,
but knowing the X-Men, they always try to do what's right and will always have empathy. That's true.
Jerry won. Jerry, you won. You won. You had.
Yeah, that's right. Just get the spaceship ready because we're getting out of this ghetto ass Milky Way. Ghetto Milky Way ass.
Good job, Jerry. You got my.
Whoa! God damn, bro.
Come on.
He said this question is like asking if people should have empathy towards another ethnicity or race or color or gay people or trans people or bisexuals, etc. When we finally realize what this show is about, questions like this will stop. I understand it's fictional. That's right. You just said it. It is fictional. It's a fiction. Look, all right. Richard Bark, I love you, man. It's fictional. All right. But the show has always been about finding inclusion for people who are different and fighting for that. Yes, by beating everybody's ass. Okay. It's always been about showing that not one way of life is better than another. And they don't display that at all. But they keep having their good time ruined by fucking dirty, nasty ass humans. It's about showing that every human with abilities and differences deserves to live in the same space as we always have. Okay, you said every human. I'm talking about mutants. It's always about showing us how sometimes the world has rose-colored glasses and people thinking they're superior. The mutants don't think they're superior. Certain mutants might think they're superior, but not the X-Men. And still, their time is ruined. The show is about the similes of then times and now times, showing us how things have changed and how some things haven't. I say yes, they should show empathy because many support them while many don't. Who supports them? What humans? Moira McTaggart? She died in Genosha.
She's gone.
She's gone.
Gone.
All right.
Gone. Once the empathy and sympathy is gone for either side, it's just over. My man, I feel you. I understand. We are talking about fictional characters, but we do have to understand the fact that the only person bringing up mutant supremacy is Magneto. And the thing is, even taking on the responsibility of the X-Men from Charles Xavier, he didn't want supremacy. He just wanted to make sure that the team was molded in his own image. He wasn't trying to change anybody's mind from what Xavier already gave to them, but more so often than not, they end up getting ridiculed, they end up getting killed, they end up getting maimed. And this is the story of the X-Men through and through. So there's been certain times in the comics to where all that empathy bullshit gets thrown out the window, to the point where they've even whooped Charles's ass and be like, look, bro, I'm getting tired of this fucking just kumbaya shit all the time. If one of my friends dies again, I'm just going to have to, that's your ass. I'm going to have to set it off. So this is the reason for like what they were talking about earlier. This was the reason for Krakoa, to where they basically took on the act of resurrection, When they took on the act of resurrection, they knew they was getting killed every single time they went on a mission. Every time they went on a mission, somebody died. So they was like, okay, we know this is going to happen. We have to keep bringing everybody back to life so that we can continue on and progress as a species.
Yeah,
and we have to make more mutants, because that was one of the quotas from the Krakoa laws, is that we have to keep keeping on. And
well,
you know who?
Thank God for Scott Summers.
And look, absolutely, because his bloodline is fucking crazy. But you know who came up with that bylaw? Nightcrawler. You know who has to do this? He's got an African accent. You know who has to do this? We have to make more mutants. We have to do this today. What you gonna do? Well, we have to get on this island and just get bucket nasty.
Mind frame. Whatever he said.
He said, I'm not the only one that peeped her saying Milky Way. God. Of course, most mutants were born to human parents and live as humans, at least up until their powers develop. If they don't have empathy for mutants, they can join the Brotherhood and get beat by the X-Men.
That's a good line.
Hey, you got a point there.
I mean, look,
You ain't wrong.
you kind of got a point. You got a point. Look, Wakanda forever. Like, first of all, what we have to do is we have to continue to make love as people, right?
But you must understand that Charles has told us to make love and drink wine. We must drink wine and make love
Together as a species.
Aye.
My man was in his feelings, man. He was so upset. He was like, y'all killed him while they were fucking?
He was watching Magnus bust them cheeks. I'm making love.
He's like, you killed him while he was fucking? Oh, y'all are evil as shit.
I'll never get over that line. Like, Alan was like, yo, I'm putting that in there.
Yo, no, it's not even. Yo, you know what the funny thing is? That's in the comic.
The line itself?
That line is in Grant Morrison's. Grant Morrison's new X-Men. That line is in there.
Yeah,
I'll put it in the chat after we're done.
Yeah, put it in the chat, because just in case, I might have that comic in my shed. So
yeah, Grant Morrison's new X-Men. He literally says that line.
Oh yeah. Let me know.
Live forever now.
Yeah, let me know which exact comic that is. I might even have it forever.
All right, so episode 8, 9, and 10 season finale, because this season of X-Men 97 has done so well. Of course, they've already greenlit season 2. They've already greenlit season 3. Bo DeMayo is going to be writing season 2. I'm not sure if he's going to write season. He already wrote 2. Yeah, he already wrote season 2. But the thing is, that's where it cuts off. So I'm not sure where this show is going to go after his writing goes away, unless we're
change his alias.
Unless we're picking it outside of Marvel Studios. Bring back Bo. Bring back Bo. Bring back Bo.
They brought back James Gunn. They
did.
Bring Bo up.
He brought him for the last bit of Guardians 3, made him an executive producer, and then that was it. That was the finalization of the contract.
Like, so they can bring Bo back. Bring Bo
back Bo.
This motherfucker's the best writer in the business.
We still don't know what he did to get fired, but bring back
Bo. They just, I don't know, man. They don't like it. It's the OnlyFans, they said. They haven't come out and said it, but that's what it seems to be. This motherfucker poses as a porn star and writer.
What does it say? It said, I know you moved on, but the 90s cartoon Avengers consisted of Cap, Black Panther, Vision, Scarlet Witch, Giant Man, and Wasp. So Vision and Scarlet Witch alone, but I think, you know what?
Yeah, that team is corny.
X-Men wipes that.
Yeah, that team is corny. That ass. Booty cheeks.
Yeah, they will watch that team.
Booty cheeks.
But
that 90s line was terrible.
Wanted to put out there, of course, that episode 8 is going to be dropping at, what was it, drop 3 in the morning?
3 in the morning.
3
on Wednesday.
Yes.
Is it Wednesday 3 in the morning?
Wednesday 3 in the morning.
Wednesday morning.
Wednesday 3 in the morning.
So Tuesday night, Wednesday morning.
All right. So for everybody out there that's watching this live right now, we are going to be going live at 9 p.m. Wednesday night. Special Wednesday, because we're going to start going into this season finale, this 3-parter. So every Wednesday at 9 p.m. we are going to interact and do these last 3 episodes.
Because they're going to be so Wednesday.
Good. They're going to be so good.
Absolutely.
9 p.m.
9 p.m. Everybody get out there and watch.
Guys, 10 p.m. Remember?
Join us.
Oh, yes. I'm sorry. Is it 10?
Share with your people.
Yeah. Is it? It's 10. 10 p.m. We'll put it out there to everybody. Whatever.
Share with your people.
Share with your people.
Community.
But other than
Share
that,
with your people.
to be honest, I feel like us getting on here and journalizing X-Men 97 has pretty much been our best work. And we look forward to seeing a lot of you.
I want to do that
as we close out this episode. So I don't know how he does that shit. So feel free to subscribe to us at the Party Nerds YouTube page, Twitch page. See us on Facebook, IG, anywhere where you get your streaming, because we will be back here on Wednesday night. Episode 8. Party Nerds go.
Party Nerds.